Welcome back to the Doorkickers player channel. Now, I do recommend that you play this video in 2x speed for your viewing pleasure. I sometimes talk a little slowly because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say next, or I'm just trying to understand what's going on. And it just makes it a lot more pleasurable if you play this in 2x speed. That being said, let's get into it. This is mission 43, Cult of Great Rila, doesn't matter. The mission objective is to stop the execution. Hostages must survive or be rescued. Optional mission objective is eliminate all the terrorists. Now, I genuinely cannot remember if I eliminated the terrorists or if I rescued the hostages. I think I eliminated all the terrorists in this one, but we're going to find out. Um, what I like to do now that I've been recording my entire gameplay is I like to just put the gameplay on 100x speed and just play it just to because I think it's just fun to watch. This is a total of about 2 hours of gameplay. This is 3 separate days because I do this. I play in my free time. I'm not like a gamer. I'm playing all day. No, this is in my free time. So this is 3 separate days of gameplay. A total of 2 hours though. So in 100x speed, that comes out to be about, I don't know, 2 minutes. So it should be somewhere about around 3 minutes is more accurate. Uh, we'll see. All right, here it is. Actually, before I play it, there there is no audio for the video because I didn't start recording the audio from the gameplay as well until later on. But that is coming in future videos, so stick around for that. All right, back to the video. This is 2 hours of gameplay in about 3 minutes. All right, so this is a hostage rescue mission. Um, this mission is very difficult because we know where the hostages are because that's how the game is. I mean, the game dynamics, as you can see where the hostages are, and you can see the rescue zone, and um, you can see the layout of the interior of the building as well. Like, you're not really fully surprised when you go in, but the hard part is that there are just so many tangos, and there's just so much crossfire, and it just gets so damn frustrating. I tried every way I could think of until I finally landed on this route to take. As you can see, I am not planning much here because I know that the second I start moving, there are going to be tangos in the way, and I'm just going to have to freestyle it and just figure it out as we go along. I kind of already know what I'm going to do with the operators on the. Um, I'm going to stop calling them the 1, 2, 3, 4 side. I'm going to start calling A, B, C, D side because it's a lot because it gets complicated because now we have 6 operators here and I'm calling them operator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it kind of gets confusing a little bit. So we're just going to call them operators. Sorry, operators 1 through 6, but the sides are so the where it says deploy mode, that's the A side. To the right of that, going counterclockwise, is B side, C side, and D side. Right. So the the layout that we have right now is we have 4 operators on the D side and 2 operators on the C side. And the 2 operators on the C side are going to go towards that hostage in the room. And they're going to do that because there's a countdown on that hostage. That means if the operators do not kill the tango that's about to kill the hostage in time, the hostage dies, which happened to me more than a few times now. The problem is that there are a number of tangos in that room. And so you can't just barge in the room because you need time to take out each and every tango. And so when there's 4 tangos, you just don't get to the tango that's going to kill the hostage in time. That just doesn't happen. Either that or the hostage dies in the crossfire. So it got really, really difficult for me there. And I figured it out though, obviously. And so we're gonna go for the hostage in the room, and then we're gonna go for the hostages in the open area. Now I do have the video in 0.75 speed, and that's so that I can narrate everything that's going on as we're watching me actually play the game. So it's going to go a little slow, but then at the end, we're going to show the replay with the real time. I saw it was like it's like 39 seconds, so 2 hours of gameplay for 39 seconds of replay. So yeah, it's pretty frustrating. The game gets pretty frustrating. So all right, here we go. All right, so we already have a plan laid out, and you see, I'm going to adjust some things, some last things here. I'm going to adjust the route that operator, I think it's operator 2, although I'm not entirely sure. So you can see I want him looking in a specific direction, and that's because there are tangos right there. Yeah, that's operator 2. So operator 2 is in the purple, operator 1 is in the bluish, greenish. Now a, there's a lot is going to happen in the next few seconds on the BC side. And you kind of want to be paying attention to that, but at the same time, there's stuff happening on the AC side and the AD side. So let's just talk about what's happening on the AD side. So the operators are just getting into a close formation. You want the operators as close as possible, and that's because when an operator is exposed to a tango, only that operator has a line of sight on that tango. And sometimes even the operator himself doesn't have a line of sight on the tango, which I don't understand it, but that happens. And so the best way to keep all of your operators safe is having your operators in a close formation, as close formation as possible, so that when one of them is in the line of sight of a tango and has a line of sight on a tango, the other one also does, or well, as close as you can get to that. So we have them first getting ready in a close formation. That's the A call sign. And as soon as they're in the close formation, we're going to go alpha, and then we're going to move into that doorway over there and take out the tangos that are in that open area. Back to the Bravo Charlie side. So a lot happens here already. We barge in through the door, and thankfully there aren't a lot of tangos. They're just those 3 tangos. And you can see here that we got extremely lucky that we were able to take out that tango that was about to kill the hostage. That because that doesn't always happen. Sometimes the hostage gets killed. And so what we're doing now is we're having the operator 2. We're having him watch that opening, because sometimes there are tangos there, and so we want to cover that side as well. And as you can see here on the Alpha Delta side, we had to take out those tangos, and the way we did that was we just flowed out. We just flowed out, got out of the fatal funnel, and as quickly as possible. And that was the best way to take out the tangos. We are rocking with the rifles. We are not switching to pistols because it's just pointless to switch to pistols. Pistols don't shoot nearly fast enough, and they don't shoot far enough, accurately enough. So rocking with the rifles was the way to go. We've got operator. All right, we'll call them operators 5 and 6. 5 in the green, 6 in the blue. Operators 5 and 6 are going to go ahead and maneuver around the outside. And the reason I have them waiting for the all good is because there are definitely going to be tangos in that outside hallway, in that outside driveway area. So I want them to wait for the all good, take out the tangos that are there first, and then move down. I don't want them keeping on moving because then what happens is that operator 5 will move ahead of operator 6 and won't have that cover that he needs. Now, operators 3 and 4 are going to go ahead and start maneuvering into the interior of the building. And as you can see, this happens. And this is why we didn't draw ahead. Stuff like this happens all the time. So, operator 3 is getting the hell out of Dodge, while operator 4 goes ahead and takes out the tango. And that's why operator 4 was waiting outside. It was because we knew that there was going to be tangos there and we wanted to have a line of sight on that. And there was just no cover. If he went in, he would be completely exposed to the entire hallway. So there was just no cover, and so it was just better to just have him wait outside where everything was already clear, and then cover that doorway, which in the end worked out for us because he had a line of sight immediately on that tango. And as soon as operator 3 got out of there and got behind cover, operator 4 was able to take him out. So we're going to go ahead and throw flashbang in there just to subdue any tangos that are in that hallway. And if you've noticed, you might have noticed that the tangos on the Charlie side have already been taken out. Now, as soon as we throw that flashbang in there, operator 4 is going to go ahead and move in just to get a line of sight on that hallway to take out any tangos that are in the hallway before moving in. We want to take out any tangos that are in the hallway before moving in because then we have the best chance of success of moving throughout the hallway. All right. So now I'm just trying to get operator 3 into the right position so that he's not blocking the line of sight of operator 4. But at the same time, he should still be effective and able to operate and take out tangos. And as you can see on the Alpha Bravo side, there was a tango there that entered the room, and that's why we had that operator covering that area while operator 2 covers, or sorry, that's operator 1 is covering the other area, the opposite direction. They're just essentially covering a 360 area. And so now we have operators 3 and 4. Operator 4 is going to move into the room while operator 3 is moving into the room while operator 4 is covering the hallway. And we're doing that because we are praying that operator 4 is capable enough to take out the tangos on their own. Now we have operator, and we're going to continue doing that. We've got operator 3 moving into another room, and now we have operators 5 and 6 just hanging out there on the Charlie side because there are a ton of tangos in that open space area, and we just do not want to let them know that we have operators there because the second they find out we have operators there, they're going to go ahead and kill the hostages. So we're just trying to hang out on the Charlie side as long as possible. Okay, this is interesting. So now we're going to go ahead and get ready to move in to the open area. And we're doing that because there are either tangos, there are definitely tangos in that big room on the Alpha side. I don't know if there are any hostages in there, but I do know that there are tangos in there. And I think that the route we're going is just eliminate all the tangos. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a bunch of flashbangs. We already know where the tangos are going to be in the outside area. So we're just going to throw flashbangs exactly where they're going to be. And then we're going to have operators 1, 2, 5, and 6 move in from opposite sides, right? So operators 1 and 2 are moving in from the Alpha Bravo side, while operators 5 and 6 are moving in from the Charlie Delta side. And they're going to go ahead throw some flashbangs, move into that open space area, take out the tangos from all sides, right? Because they're covering all four sides, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. And once they take out those tangos, they're going to move in and join operators 3 and 4. Uh, I think I might have taken a quick break here. Let me skip ahead. All right, so I thought, okay, here we go. All right, so we are just drawing the route that we want our operators to take. So operator 5 and operator 6 are going to take big routes, big open routes. And that's because we have the best chance of success that way. The more we can spread out our operators, the more area we're covering, the more tangos we take out. It's as simple as that. So as you can see, we're basically just spreading out to cover all four sides of, so we have one operator on the Alpha side, Bravo side, Charlie side, Delta side. And now what we're doing with operator 4, sorry, is we're having him go on the opposite side of the doorway so that when operators 1, 2, 5, and 6 come in through the door, they can all flow in the room from the same side. Right? That's what we're doing there. And so as operator 3 goes and clears that room, operator 4 gets into position, while operators 1, 2, 5, and 6 go ahead and clear that open area. Now, as you can see, the flashbangs are really useful because we were able to disorient the tangos, and while the tangos were disoriented, we were able to move out without any risk of the operators being harmed. And so now that that room is open, well, that room is cleared, where the room where operator 3 is. Now that the room is cleared, we're going to go ahead and start, and the outside area is clear. Everything is clear pretty much. We're going to go ahead and start drawing the routes for how we're going to breach the big room inside. And so we're going to have operator 4 hook into the room, like we mentioned in previous videos, going into the greater threat area. And we're going to have him hold for alpha. And so we're going to have operator 4 hook and operator 3 flow into the room. And we're just going to go ahead and grab all the hostages that we currently have and take them out to the rescue zone. We're going to do that with operator 2, and we're going to have him accompanied by operator 5. If I'm not mistaken, that's operator 5. No, that's operator 6. I'm sorry. So operators 3 and 4 are moving into that room. Interesting decision. We do have a hostage in there. We do have a tango that we just take out in there. We just took out. Now we're just making sure we're covering that corner. And wow, that was it. All right, so if you didn't notice exactly what happened there, operator 4 moved into that room and did exactly what I mentioned in previous videos when I was talking about greater threat area. So when you move into that room and you're hooking into the room, you're kind of covering with your eyes the entire room. Now the disadvantage of that is that if there's a tango right in front of you and you're moving into that room and you don't see the tango in the greater threat corner, which would be the Bravo Charlie side corner in this situation where that last tango was, you can get killed or your operator can get killed in the game, right? So what you do is you have to have two operators at least go into that room, and you have to throw a flashbang in that room, because throwing a flashbang in that room makes sure that the tango that's in that Bravo Charlie side corner is disoriented and can't shoot you, right? That's what that does. And so having that flashbang is a great advantage. Now, sometimes you just don't have time for a flashbang. So we're gonna see that in later missions where I completely give up on using flashbangs because it just takes too long to throw in a flashbang and wait for it because we just don't have enough time. We just have to keep moving. Otherwise, if we don't keep moving, we're not gonna complete the mission in time. So you'll be seeing that in future missions. But in this mission, flashbangs were a great advantage. We use them a lot just to clear any areas that we know for a fact have tangos. And because we did that, we were able to clear areas that we don't normally clear. Like for example, the open area, if we hadn't thrown 3 flashbangs in there, there's no way we could have subdued or taken out all the tangos without any of the hostages getting killed. So that was a great advantage. But if you notice in that first room where the countdown was, we didn't use a flashbang, and that's because there was just no cover for our operators. And if we had thrown a flashbang in there, either the operators would have died, or the hostage would have died, or something would have happened. So we just moved into the room without a flashbang. So sometimes that's a great advantage and should be used, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. You kind of have to figure out the situation in the game. I guess the best sort of rule of thumb is if you have cover, use a flashbang. If you don't have cover, don't use a flashbang. I guess that's the best um, rule of thumb, and it doesn't necessarily apply to hallways because in hallways you kind of do have cover, but you don't really because there's other rooms. But and also like the second you open the door, you can kind of see. Yeah, I don't know, but I guess the rule of thumb is if you have cover, you can use it. If you don't, you shouldn't. Um, all right, here's the replay in real time. All right, well that's it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, make sure to subscribe. And if there's anything that you want to see in the videos, if there's anything you want to hear about in the videos, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I'll see you all in the next video.